Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction ahead of Manchester United's game against Leicester. I'm going to give you all the questions Solskjaer was asked, and I'm going to give you his responses to all them questions. So let's delve straight into it. So the first question he was asked: could you bring us up to date with the situation regarding Raphael Varane and how long he'll be out for, Harry Maguire's fitness, and who's going to play in central defence, and also Fred and Cavani and their situation? So Ollie's response was, yeah, you know that international break sometimes is a time to cross your fingers and hope for the best, because as we see with Raphael, he's got an injury out for a few weeks, but then again Victor Lindelof and Eric Bailly played in the internationals and got good game time, so that's what's good for us. With regards to Fred and Edison, they played a full game this morning. Half one it kicked off, so of course we're not counting on them. We've got to give them the time to rest and recover, which of course you have to. They played well and that was a good thing for us. They're not injured. Hopefully they can be involved again during midweek during the Champions League against Atlanta. Harry Maguire has just joined us on the grass this morning, so that was the first time he's been on the grass. Mad the first time on the grass today as well, so we look quite strong. So that was Solskjaer's response to that first question. So Varane, he's out with a groin injury for a few weeks. Varane came off injured in France's Nations League final against Spain. Varane went down holding his leg and he got replaced in the 43rd minute by Dayot Upamecano. Harry Maguire, he has recovered from that calf injury that he sustained in the 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa earlier on this season, but Maguire has not returned to full training yet. So let's get to the second question anyway. This is regarding Leicester. What have you made of Leicester City's form so far this season? Ollie's response was, it's early on, early doors in the season. Sometimes you don't really see the real picture so early, and of course they're in the Europa League as well. They got so many games. I have the utmost respect every time we play Leicester because they signed well again. Got good players. Sometimes it takes time to gel. I've seen good football at times, and at times, like most of us, they've conceded goals that they shouldn't. As every time we go down there, it's going to be difficult. So that was Ollie's response to that question. This was the next question. You've got a big run of games coming up against difficult opposition. Could this actually prove a good run for you? Ollie's response was, we've added some exciting players going forward. We've scored goals and it's a nice time to be an attacking player for us as well. We need to keep that going. Keep attacking, keep having the Man United DNA as well as defending well. Come together as a team, make sure we're hard to play against. I can't think about Atlanta now. Liverpool. It's only Leicester, and that's probably going to be the key, that we only focus one game at a time. Maybe even spells in games where looking forward to this run, all the best players want to play against the best teams, and we've got some of the best teams coming up. So that was Ollie's response to that question. So this was the next question he was asked. Hi Ollie, what are your thoughts on the Newcastle takeover? They're becoming one of the richest clubs in world football. You had a famous rivalry 25 years ago between United and Newcastle, Ferguson and Keegan. What do you make of the takeover and what effect will it have on the league? Ollie's response was, it's not been my focus, but of course noticed that it happened. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to go through, but it has, and it's going to change the picture. I don't know the plans of the new owners, so I can't say here if they're going to spend loads of money or what they're going to do. It's a fantastic football club with traditions, and I enjoyed that spell when Newcastle were up there, probably short term. It's going to change them, but definitely long term it's going to be interesting to watch, as you've said. It has been the talk of football in the last few weeks, and if they can do that with the results, I think that's what they want in the end, of course. It's not my focus. I don't want to join in that political discussion. So that was Ollie's response to that question. So this was the next question. This is regarding Marcus Rashford. Just a quick one on Marcus Rashford. Is he back and will he play on Saturday? Ollie's response was, he's in the squad, yes. If he's going to start or not, I can't tell you now because it wouldn't be right. But he's worked really hard throughout the whole layoff. He's been really bright this week. He had a 60-minute involvement behind closed doors last week, so he's fit and raring to go. So that was Ollie's response to that question. That's very good news from a Man United perspective that Marcus Rashford is back, because he was a big miss. Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and don't forget he had to have an operation on his shoulder. And not so long ago Rashford scored twice in that behind closed doors game against Blackburn. Like I've said, Rashford's mostly effective from the left wing. He's far superior on the left to how he is on the right and up top. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Rashford's under contract with Man United till 2023. So anyway, this was the next question. This is regarding Cristiano Ronaldo. So Cristiano has been a standout in internationals. Can you afford to leave him out in the coming weeks? Ollie's response was, you know he's an exceptional player, exceptional finisher and a goal scorer, and an exceptional professional. It's hard to leave him out. Everyone would love to, how do you say, you can go play 6 games in 6 days and play the same 11 every time. It'd be great, but it's rotation. We need to get to April, May with everyone firing. Last season we got to May and we were a little bit too tired. I'm the manager, I manage the players, I manage for the club, but of course it's nice to have him on the pitch because he'll always come up with the goods, and the more we have him on the pitch, the better. So that was Ollie's response to that question. I think Ronaldo will be starting this game against Leicester. Ronaldo didn't start against Everton before the international break, and Gary Neville came out and said that Ronaldo was annoyed with Solskjaer after Man United's 1-1 draw with Everton. Ronaldo stormed down the tunnel. Solskjaer got heavily criticised for not starting Ronaldo against Everton, but despite that, Ollie came out and said that he had no regrets over not starting Ronaldo in that game. Ronaldo's done really well since he's re-signed for us. He's already scored 5 goals in all competitions. Ronaldo got named Premier League Player of the Month for September. Ronaldo recently scored a hat-trick for Portugal against Luxembourg. We got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. He wears the number 7 shirt. Ronaldo's under contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Earlier on this season, it said Ronaldo wants to retire at Man United, then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game earlier on this season, Solskjaer said he believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. He's 36 at the moment. Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time though. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Anyway, this was the next question. This is towards the end of the press conference. It's your old teammate Andy Cole's 50th birthday today. What's your favourite Cole moment and who is in your squad now is most similar to him? All his response was, Yorkie and Cole together, I think that's got to be the favourite period for Andy. Him and Yorkie were exceptional in that 99 team. My favourite moment is probably when we clinched the semi-final win against Juventus, or the goal Andy scored when he came on against Tottenham and chipped the keeper. He's so sharp, he was so quick off the mark, and to get him behind players, his confidence in front of goal was brilliant. I enjoyed playing with him because he had something I didn't with that exceptional pace. Current strikers, I've got Cristiano, Edison and Anthony are a bit different. Probably Marcus and Anthony Elanga have part of that electric pace and that Andy used to have. But they run a little bit more off the ball than he did because I had to do that running for him. So that was all his response to that. And this was the final question of the press conference. This is regarding Jesse Lingard, so it says, there's been a lot of talk about Jesse Lingard's future in the last couple of weeks. Could you tell us your thoughts on that? All his response was, Jesse has had a good start to this season, of course. He's come on and scored a few goals for us. That's been very important for us. He knows what we want. We want to prolong his contract. We see him as an important player for us. It's obviously up to him to get more playing time. It may be up to me giving him more playing time because he deserves to, but every time I pick a team I have to leave some players out. Hopefully we get a deal sorted for Jesse because we really rate him. He's a top player and a top person who's good to have around the club. So that was all his response to that final question. I recently gave you the news on Lingard. Reports came out and said that Jesse Lingard has rejected a new Man United contract offer because of 2 players. Well, last month it said Lingard rejected a contract at Man United over playing time concerns. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires at the end of the season. It says Barcelona and AC Milan will be in the front of the queue to get Lingard on a free transfer next summer. Last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. West Ham wanted to get Lingard in the summer transfer window, but they were struggling to meet our 25 million asking price. So anyway, that was everything that was mentioned in the press conference. Now, I'm expecting Manchester United to beat Leicester. The main reason is because we've got a very good away record in the Premier League. We are unbeaten in our last, 29 Premier League away games. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League since January 2020. So there you go. Like I said earlier, Manchester United are going into this game against Leicester City in a bad vein of form. Man United have only won 2 of the last 6 games in all competitions. We are winless in our last 2 league games. This will be a tough game though for Manchester United, because Leicester are a good team. They've obviously got Jamie Vardy. He's one of Leicester's key players. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. Don't forget Jamie Vardy risen up from non-league football. He's obviously emulated to that level what he wanted to emulate to. He's won a few trophies at Leicester. Iheanacho, he's another one of Leicester's key players. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. Harvey Barnes, he's also very good. Harvey Barnes is a left winger. I think he'll be involved in this game. It'll be interesting to see how the likes of Bailly and Lindelof cope with the likes of Vardy, Iheanacho and Harvey Barnes and the rest of them. Leicester have also got Lookman. They brought him in the summer transfer window. They got him on loan from RB Leipzig. Leicester have also got Boubakry Soumaré. They brought him in the summer transfer window. They've also got Patson Daka. They brought him in the summer transfer window. He's an attacking player, is Patson Daka. Leicester have also got James Maddison. He's an attacking midfielder. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. Leicester got James Maddison from Norwich. They paid around £20 million for him. Man United have been linked with James Maddison before. Youri Tielemans, I think he'll be involved in this game. I think Youri Tielemans is Leicester's most expensive signing, or one of their most expensive signings. Leicester got him for like 32 million. Then it rise up to 40 million with add-ons. At one point, Leicester had him on loan, but then obviously they decided to get him permanently. Manchester United have been tentatively linked with Youri Tielemans. Leicester have also got Wilfred Ndidi. He won't be playing in this game because Wilfred Ndidi is out with injury. That's bad news from a Leicester perspective, but it's good news from a Man United perspective. Man United have been recently linked with Wilfred Ndidi. Leicester have also got James Justin. I don't think he'll be playing in this game because he's out with injury. I think they got James Justin from Luton, if I can remember rightly. Leicester have also got Marco Brighton. He's another one of their attacking players. They've got Ricardo Pereira. He's also good. Do you think they could be involved in this game? They've also got Timothy Caskany. I think he's a defender. They've got Bertrand. They got him in the summer transfer window from Southampton. They also got Vestergaard in this year's summer transfer window. One of Leicester's centre-halves is Johnny Evans. Well, Johnny Evans was recently out with illness. If Johnny Evans plays in this game tomorrow, he'll be reuniting with Man United. We had Johnny Evans for 7 years. Another one of Leicester's centre-halves is Wesley Fofana. I don't think he'll be playing tomorrow because he's out with injury. Leicester have also got Mendy. He's been out with injury. They've also got Luke Thomas. He's a left back. They've also got Armati. Leicester's first choice goalkeeper is Schmeichel. So yeah, it's a good team. Leicester have let good players go. Don't forget they lost Ben Chilwell to Chelsea last year. They lost N'Golo Kante and Danny Drinkwater to Chelsea. So Chelsea have done very good business with Leicester in recent years. They also lost Mahrez to Man City in 2018. They also lost Harry Maguire to us in the summer of 2019. Leicester did get 80 million for him, but Leicester have found adequate replacements for all of them departures. And Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. He has transformed Leicester. Brendan Rodgers has been Leicester manager now for almost 3 years. He's under contract with Leicester until 2025. Don't forget, it recently said that Brendan Rodgers was favourite for the Newcastle job, but Brendan Rodgers rejected the Newcastle job. At Leicester, Brendan Rodgers has won the Charity Shield and he's won the FA Cup. Before, Rodgers managed Celtic. He won quite a few trophies at Celtic. Also managed Liverpool before. You can say he did enjoy one good season at Liverpool. Also managed Swansea before. He did well at Swansea. I revert back to what I said before. When Rodgers managed Liverpool, he emulated the football that he produced at Swansea. Before, Rodgers has managed Reading. He's also managed Watford, and a long time ago he managed Chelsea's youth. So he's managed quite a few clubs. Before Brendan Rodgers, Leicester had Claudio Ranieri, and don't forget they won the Premier League under Claudio Ranieri back in 2016. But Leicester, they have enjoyed a poor start to the season. They're sitting 13th in the Premier League at the moment. They drew their last game with Crystal Palace 2-2 before the international break, and Leicester threw a two-goal lead away in that game. So there you go. And as you all know, last season Leicester beat us twice. You know, they beat us in the FA Cup quarter-final 3-1, and they beat us 2-1 at Old Trafford in the league. But like I've mentioned already, Solskjaer heavily rotated in that game. It was 2-2 at the King Power in the league last season. The last time Leicester beat us at the King Power Stadium in the Premier League was back in 2015, and that game was 5-3. Now, I have been talking with you about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Dortchin fixtures. Can Manchester United's defence cope? Man United will face Leicester, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, Arsenal and Chelsea in the next 45 days. It's a make or break period for Solskjaer. Yes, Solskjaer is under pressure, he's aware of that. But earlier on this season, it said Man United are still fully committed to Solskjaer and have no plans to replace the club legend as manager, despite a topsy-turvy start to the season. Well, the Daily Mail said the other week that Solskjaer's future could depend on the next 10 games. The vast majority of Manchester United fans are Ole out. Obviously, they've got their reasons behind why they're Ole out, but there's still some Man United fans that are Ole in. Solskjaer's ran out of excuses. You know, we've got a title-winning squad, so reflecting on that, we should be winning the Premier League this season. But the problem is that we don't play as a team, we play as individuals, like Neville mentioned earlier on this season. Plus, Solskjaer received very good backing in the summer transfer window. John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football. Darren Fletcher also backed him. Ed Woodward has also backed Solskjaer. By the way, Richard Arnold will replace Woodward as the chief vice executive in January. because Woodward's leaving Man United. It got announced he was leaving back in April when that European Super League came into the equation. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. And the Glazers also backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, but only because they'd been persuaded to. Because as you all know, back in April, the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League, and reflecting on that, there was Man United fans protesting against the Glazers. But obviously Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. The other week it said the Glazers are selling 8% of Manchester United and the shares that are worth 137 million. The Glazers have been with us for 16 years, so they've been with us since 2005. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. But Man United did enjoy a very good summer transfer window. You know, we made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Villa, brought Sancho in from Dortmund, brought Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 141 million in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's enjoyed like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Man United manager. Solskjaer has got to win a trophy at Man United, I'd say, this season to save his job. He's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and earlier on this season, Solskjaer did say we must leave a legacy of silverware. You know, this season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. And I did mention at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for him because he's got big expectations to exceed. But our board must think Ollie's the long-term manager for Man United. That explains why Solskjaer got a new contract until 2024 in the summer. I can assure Solskjaer will not see out that contract. Solskjaer will be celebrating 3 years as Manchester United manager in December. But if we do decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, who will come in to replace him? You know, you've had United fans demanding Antonio Conte to replace him. There's been some Man United fans demanding Zidane in. There you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again soon.